Hi, I'm Amir.
Hi, I'm Lucas.
And could you tell us today, like, what are we doing? Talk to me about the new features on LeadSig and how we are different from every other CRM for blue collar workers.
Yeah, so I'm the lead developer here at LeadSig, and LeadSig is a CRM built for landscapers by landscapers. So the entire idea behind LeadSig is we make software that is easy to use on the job. So you don't have to worry about a million buttons here, menus here. We keep it simple and we make sure you have all your leads in one spot, all the tools you need, but it doesn't get cluttered while you're on the job.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I know, I know. We've got some good feedback on it, so it's been good.
Yeah, so far since I've been using it, it's been great. So I'm excited to learn about all of the newest features.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Um, you want me to just walk you through some of the basics and then we can get to some of the newer ones?
Yes.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, so when you first get on LeadSig, this is what your dashboard's gonna look like. And there's a few things you might want to do right away. So first of all, there's this quick action button right here, and you press this and you can either add a job or a lead. So let's say we've got a new job we want to add. Okay, so this menu will pop up. Now, you can either create a new contact or you can do one that you already have. So here you can see some of the contacts that I already have, but I'm going to create a new one. Okay, so we're going to click create new contact, and then we're going to go type in a name. Let's say John Smith is good. We'll give them a phone number, email, and then an address. Okay, so next we can add some information about the job. So you can put a job name if you want, if that helps you keep track of it. Let's say that they want retaining walls. That's good. Um, and then if there's a different job address, you can add that and any additional notes you want to add. So I don't want any of that. We'll just say retaining walls is all they want. Okay, so now we can add them to the schedule. So you can see these little green dots here. So those mean that you already have some job scheduled on that day. So if you're trying to spread out your work, you might want to schedule on a day without a job. So let's say I'm free on the 21st. Let's do that. Okay. And then I'm not going to assign a crew member right now. I'm not going to worry about that. Okay. And then last step, you can set an estimated job price. Um, So we're going to go here and you can see that I have some items already saved, but you
Yeah.
can actually set this up for your business. So whatever common materials, tasks, things like that, if you charge for those things, you can save those and you can have them come up super fast here. Uh,
That's pretty cool.
yeah, yeah. So I'm gonna say I'm gonna do a patio, even though we said retaining walls. Um, and we have this cool feature here, which will help you make estimates fast. You can actually measure on a map. So if I click this, it's gonna load for a second. Um, but the entire idea behind this is it makes it fast, so you don't actually have to go out and like do the full measurement. So let's zoom out here a bit. I'll give you a quick demo. Okay, so let's say I'm making this entire parking lot patio. I can just tap, 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 and it tells you about how many square feet that parking lot is.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it makes things super fast.
Yes, yes, it does.
Okay, so we'll use that measurement. Okay, so it gets added here. We'll add this. So this will be a big job for us, and then we'll just create the job. Okay, cool. So we created the job. Um, Now, if we want to go find that job, just go to your inbox. You'll see that it's created right up here. Okay, so yeah, this inbox page is just where you manage all your jobs, leads, whatever you need. Um, so right now we're on the jobs page, but you can see at the top I got a few other options here.
Yes.
So for now we'll just stick with the jobs. But okay, so let's say I want to manage something with this job. So I can click on it. The page opens, and there's a few options here. first, you have this clock in button. So this shows for you. It also shows for all your crew member. So all your crew members. So you can keep track of how long jobs are taking you or how long individual crew members are working for.
Okay.
So just press that to start it. Press the pause to stop it, and
Okay.
you can see your hours here. Okay.
Okay.
We also have this other feature. If you want, you can keep track of whatever tasks, tools, materials you need on the job. So I can do something like this. I can add a task and say, uh, install patio, something like that. Okay, done.
Okay.
Now you see this task shows up here.
Yeah.
So we can check it off. Okay, a few other features. So it's usually good to keep track of before and after photos for your jobs.
Yes.
So we have an option here where you can add the before photos and add the after photos, and they'll all save.
Yes.
This schedule page is just adding dates. So let's say this is going to take a little longer than we expected. We can add a date or a time. Um,
Mm-hmm.
we can also go through here and we can add crew members to a given date. Okay, yeah. So that's how you schedule. Yeah, that's how you schedule. And then this last page is just a notes page. So just keep track of whatever you need. One cool
Mm-hmm.
feature here is if you need someone to look at the note, you can go at and you can type their name, and
Yeah.
it'll give them a notification. So
That's really nice.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
really
yeah.
nice.
So okay, so that's how you manage your jobs. Um, Now let's say we want to manage our leads. So same idea here. We can add a lead manually. We'll
Mm-hmm.
go over how to automatically get leads in. We'll go over that later.
Okay.
But yeah, so we'll add a lead here, and then let's just say we've got a new contact. Let's say we'll say Kevin Smith now. Um, we'll add a phone number. And then let's give an address. Okay, so we got an address here, and now we can add some details. So you don't have to add a service type or a budget right away, but let's say we
Mm-hmm.
know that he wants a deck, and we're gonna
Okay.
say his budget is $10,000. Okay, so we added our lead, and you see that
Okay.
we go immediately to the page.
Yes.
So there's a few things here. First, you can track what stage the lead is on right here. So right now it's just a new lead. We haven't contacted them or anything. Let's say we did contact them. All we need to do is just press contacted and it'll update for you.
Oh, all right. That's nice.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
Um, okay, so let's say we contact them. Now we need to start keeping track of whether we think this person is qualified or not. So we have
okay.
a few questions here. Um, So we can check whether their budget's confirmed, if they're in the service area, primary decision maker, just common questions you need to know if a lead is qualified. Um,
Yes.
so let's say they're all these things. Um, we'll say that they want this done in 2 to 4 weeks. Um, you also have this option here to add a project description.
Okay.
But okay, so they look like a pretty qualified lead. So I'm gonna mark them as qualified. Cool. So you can see down here, we also keep track of at what time everything was changed. So you can keep track of the last time you contacted them, when you thought they were qualified, things like that.
Okay.
Okay, so this is the qualified lead. Now we're gonna want to schedule a visit with them to do an estimate. So
Yes.
yeah, yeah. So we'll click schedule job, and we can find a date on our calendar. Let's say the 22nd is good. Okay. Okay, and they are now scheduled as a job. So same thing as before. If we go to our inbox now too, you'll see they're in the job section,
Okay.
and they are not in the lead section anymore. So they got moved to the job section.
Okay.
Yeah, so those are the basics of managing your jobs and managing your leads. Okay, so we talked about how you can add leads manually. Now let's talk about how you can get leads automatically. Um, okay, so the way we do this is we can go to more and let's go to
Hmm.
our settings. And then we want to go to our lead sources. So we have a few options here for lead sources: Facebook, Google, Angie, Yelp, Thumbtack, all the big ones. And we make
Okay.
this super easy to connect. So all you need to do, you click connect, and it's going to take you to a web page where you just log in to your where you just log into your Meta account.
Okay.
So it's not showing on my end because I'm only sharing this tab, but
Okay.
you click connect and you just log into your Facebook account and it'll automatically connect for you.
That's really cool. That's really cool.
Yeah. Okay. So I canceled it. But yeah, so you can just log into your Facebook, log into your Google, whatever you need, and those
Okay.
leads are automatically going to start popping up in your CRM.
That's cool.
And where you'd find these leads is you go to more and you go to your leads page. So
Okay.
you can see all your leads here. So this is, for example, a lead that came in via our website. We
Hmm.
can approve it, okay? And then now that it's been approved, you'll see that it's going to show up in our leads page. So right there. So yeah, that's a lead that came in via our website, and now it's automatically in our CRM. You don't have to worry about going to Facebook, going to Google, going to your website, and getting all these leads and putting them in one place. It Our CRM just does it for you.
That's really cool.
Yeah, yeah, um, yeah. So that's how you integrate leads. Um, there's a few more tabs down here. So let's go over a couple more of these tabs. So we have our calendar here, and this is just where you can look at all your jobs that you have scheduled. So let's say Friday I got a job, Wednesday I got a job, no jobs today. We also integrate with your Google Calendar if that's something that you use. So we can just click, mine's already connected, so I can just click sync now, and all these events are going to get added to my Google Calendar. Um,
That's really nice.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But if you want to set this up for yourself, go to your settings, you can go to your profile, and then you can connect your Google Calendar here. Same process, you just log in and it's connected.
Okay.
Okay, so that's the calendar. Now we also have a few more options here. So if you don't have a website and you want to have a website, LeadSig makes it super, super easy. Um, let's go to our website tab. So there's a few things we can do. So this right here is how you connect your URL, the link to your website.
Hmm.
When you buy a link for your website, you'll get all this information, and they'll tell you all this information. Um, but yeah, so we can choose our text, our subheading, we can add our brand colors, and then you can add like different text, different images and things, and you'll have a website completely built for you. So if we go to our preview, it's gonna look something like this.
That's amazing.
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty cool. Um,
Yeah, it's amazing.
so yeah, so you can add whatever you need. Um, One other cool thing is this client portal. So this client portal makes keeping track of things with the customer super, super easy. So when you add a customer, we automatically create a client portal link for them. When you send them this link, it's going to look something like this. So they'll see all their jobs, and they'll see their estimates. They'll see any job agreements you need to send over. This will be all in the client portal for them. So you don't have to worry about making sure you send all these things over, making sure things get approved.
Okay.
It's just the second you create it, it's managed for you through the client portal.
Wow. Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, and yeah, payments and things. It's all managed through there. If you want to take online payments, it's all managed through there. So let's say you want to send this to your client. All you need to do, you go to their page, and then we can go to these quick action buttons here, and you click send portal, and then you can send it via the email that you added for them, or you can send it via text, and this will just automatically get sent to them. So while we're here too, we can talk about some more of these quick action items. Do you see at the bottom we have a few ones for talking with the customer? So
Yes.
we can call them, message them. You just tap that, it'll call them for you, message them. It makes it
Okay.
super easy, so you don't have to scroll through your messages. Um, we also have this navigate button here. So when you're actually trying to get to the job, again, you don't have to go to Google Maps, Apple Maps. You can just click navigate, and it'll put their address in the maps, and it'll be super easy to get there. When your job is finished, if you need to record a payment, you just click this record payment option. So we have a few options here. We have an in-person payment. So if you press this, it'll give them the option to actually pay in person with a card or something. So you hand them a phone, iPad, they put in their card information, and they can pay. We
Mhm.
can also send an invoice. So this would send an invoice through the client portal so they can also pay. Let's say they don't want to, you don't need them to pay right away. You can have that invoice in the client portal and they can pay whenever.
Okay.
We can record cash payments, check payments, other types of payments too.
Okay.
Um, okay, but right now you can see at the top we have no total and no invoiced. So the reason it looks like this is because we haven't actually created an estimate for this job yet. So let's go through and create an estimate then. So that's this button right here. We have this build estimate button. Okay. So you can see that there's this version name at the top. We allow you to create multiple versions of one estimate. And this is great because if you do like a good, better, best system, this makes it super easy. You don't have to duplicate estimates. It's all just in one spot. But yeah, so let's go back. Let's say patio again. We'll add it. We'll create the estimate. Great. We created the estimate. Now let's go look at it. Okay, so you can see we have the total at the top. We have all the line items here. We'll get to the project proposal later, but
Yeah, that's really cool.
yeah. So we've got this estimate page. Let's say we follow a good, better, best system. So I can add an estimate version. I will call this. We'll just do a good and best system. So I can add this, and then I can edit this. So let's say instead of we'll do a really nice type of concrete. It's gonna cost $10 now. Okay, great. So we can click on these versions and we can see the different pricings between them. And we can also rename this version too. So let's call this good. Okay, so we have our different pricing versions. Now we've created this estimate. We are going to want the client to be able to approve this estimate. And there are a few ways we can do this. So you can do this manually. So let's say it's a smaller job, you may not necessarily need them to sign off on anything. We can just click manually approve and we can choose which version we're approving. The other way we can do it is through this project proposal. So this is pretty neat. Um, so we have our cover page. We have some things we can edit. Um, so let's say we're gonna add a scope of work. So I'm gonna remove this. Remove this. Let's just say install patio. Okay. Let's say we want to also emphasize the team that's going to be on this job. I'll add myself. We will put let's highlight the concrete. And then we can add images of what we think the project is going to look like. Um, I don't have those since this is a fake job right now, so we can move
Yeah.
on from that. Um, you can edit your pricing options, generate any agreements that you need. But if we go to this presentation now, you can see a full presentation of the job is generated. So
Yeah.
it's pretty neat. So Right now we have the LeadSig logo here, but this would be replaced with your company logo. It wouldn't be the LeadSig logo.
Okay.
Yeah, so we have this presentation here. We can go through it. We'd probably have a longer scope of work, but go here. We can highlight our team, the materials. Now we go to this page, and the client can select which option they want. So let's say they go with the best option. Now they can sign completely within the app. So we have the signature here. Let's add a signature, and we can approve it. Cool. Okay, so the estimate's been approved. We also add this QR code here just so it's easy for them to get to their client portal too. But yeah, this will take them straight to their client portal.
That's really nice. That's
Yeah,
really nice. And you did that process really fast,
yeah,
from estimating to proposal. That saved a lot of time.
yeah, for sure. Yeah. So yeah, that's another way they can approve it. And the last way is they can approve it in the client portal if you just want to send it over to them that way.
Okay.
Um, okay, so our estimate's approved now. So we're gonna say this job is 1,075. Okay, so we approved our estimate. Now we need to actually do the job and complete the job. So we can mark off all our tasks. We can mark off that we brought the materials. So let's click that. Okay. Now we want to complete the job. We just press this complete button. We'll mark it as complete. Okay. So now the job has been completed. Now we want to do the invoice. So you can
Yep.
see now that we actually have an approved price, if we record the payment, you can see how much we have to invoice for.
Okay.
Now, this all doesn't have to be at one time. So, the second the estimate is approved, let's say you want half up front, you can send an invoice over right away or log a payment right away. Um, and you can do this in different increments. So, you can do 50% up front, 50% at the end. Um, but let's say we just want to invoice for all of it right now.
Hmm.
So, we click send invoice. We can say what it's for. So, I'll just say the full payment. We can change the amount, and let's send the invoice. And when this goes through, they will get this invoice in the client portal. So they'll get it in their client portal. They'll also get a notification too saying that they've been sent an invoice. Okay, so we covered how to manage your jobs in LeadSig, manage your leads. Now let's move over to some of the cooler features. So we're going to start with auto messaging. The way you set up your auto messages is you're going to click this more button here, and then we're
Hmm.
going to go to CRM and then auto messaging. And you'll see right at the top here, we have a way to connect a phone number. Now, what's great about this is we have a default number automatically set up, meaning that you don't have to worry about going to buy a separate phone number, trying to do like a Twilio connection, things like that, if you don't need that. So we have a default number set up. We also have the option to hook up your own phone number too. Um, but yeah, to just get started, we have some options for you. You can also hook up an email here. And okay, so we scroll down here. We have this job message automation section. Right now, I have a 24-hour text reminder that gets sent out before I head out to a job. But let's say I also want to add a 2-hour text reminder. All we got to do is click add message, and we'll call this 2-hour text reminder. Now we can set the message here. Now, you see these little options with brackets. The reason we have that is because you usually want to personalize the message for the client.
Hmm.
So instead of just sending a, hey, we're going to be here, we can say something like, hey, and then we can put the client's name. Say, we're going to be heading over in about 2 hours. Okay, so we have this message. We'll send it as a text. We can do this for all service types. This isn't specific to a service type. And then we want to set this before the schedule starts. We'll do hours, and then we'll do 2 hours before. Okay, so now we have it.
Okay.
We can enable or disable these two. So let's say you decide there's one you don't really want to use. Super
Hmm.
easy. One cool application for this is actually is using the days feature. So what we can do, let's say I do a patio for someone.
Hmm.
So we can set up a message where a year later we can send them a message and say, "Hey, we did your patio last year. You might want to look at getting this resealed." We can
Yeah.
automatically send a text message to them. Uh,
Yeah.
so that's not only setting reminders, that's getting you future work. Um,
Yes.
so yeah, I mean the best way to do that would be we could type out our message and everything here. We can say this only applies to patio jobs, and then we
Hmm.
can say after the job is complete, we can say 365 days later, we will automatically send them a message, and it'll do that. So that's a
That's
cool
nice.
application. Um,
That's nice.
yeah, yeah. Um, but yeah, so that's the auto messaging. We have one other cool type of auto messaging. It's called intent signal filtering. So what this does is when a lead comes in, let's say it's from what your website, Google, Facebook, whatever. When a lead comes in, we automatically send them a text message and we say, "Hey, we saw that you're interested in doing a project with us. Can you tell us a little bit about the project?" And then we have a bot that has a conversation with them and it figures out the project. It's going to get some photos of the project. It's going to ask them address, budget, are they the primary decision maker, things like that. A bot that has a full conversation with them. And then at the end of the conversation, it decides, is this lead qualified or is this lead not qualified? And it'll only add it to the CRM if the lead is qualified.
That's really cool.
It's
That's
great.
really cool.
Yeah. So you don't have to worry about getting people who are way out of budget, who are too far away, um, who don't have the authority to be working on that property.
Yeah.
Um, it's really amazing. So all the leads that get added to your CRM are qualified leads. There's no people who you're not gonna want.
Yeah. That's really nice. I mean, this is really put together really well. I'm excited to use the new features. I've been using this for the last month, and it's been great.
That's great
So
to hear. That's great to hear.
yeah,
I love hearing that.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, but I think those are the big features. You have
Yeah.
any questions or anything?
No, no, I don't. And I appreciate your time. Yeah, this has been great.
Yeah, it's been great. It's been great. It's great talking to you, Amir.
Yes.